Hello, my fellow stampers. It's another Tuesday and time for a terrific Tuesday card. My name is Sherry Minnie. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in a small rural town of Keansburg, Colorado. We're about 45 minutes northeast of Denver. And so today I'm going to feature a masculine card, which I've had several requests from my students to do some masculine cards. They seem to be a hard thing for us to get done, but thankfully this year in the 22-23 annual catalog, there's a great suite of products that really is all masculine. It's called He's All That, and that's what we'll be making today. This is also a card we'll be making in our July card class, which will be this Thursday and Friday. So I made a couple of different designs with different sayings. And it features the designer series paper that I'll show you in just a moment. This is more of a generic card you could use it for any occasion that you might want. And then the one that we're actually making in class this time is a birthday card, because that seems what we all need the most of, I think. And so this one says happy birthday to a classic, and I just used the designer series paper and dress the inside. This right here I don't normally do, but if you ever have a mistake, such as putting your inside layer on the wrong side of your card, this is a good way to cover it up once you get the layered piece off. And then I'd also, just for fun, I teach a Sunday school class, and I like to send the kids that are missing a card occasionally. So I made this one using the Hippo set, that's a part of which, well, actually all of it is a free item you can get in the celebration that runs through the end of August. Things are only while supplies last, and so if you want something from the celebration brochure, you need to put in your order for $50 and pick out what you want. You can also place a $100 order and get a few more items. So for today, we're only using the stamp set and the paper from the bundle. Again, this is in the new annual catalog. Excuse me, it's called He's All That. It comes with the stamp set and the dies. And of course, as usual, if you order a bundle, you get a 10% discount. Pardon me. We're also using In Your Words. I believe this is actually a retired stamp set from last celebration, but I hardly ever retire a greeting set because I'm always needing a different type of greeting. We will be using only one ink pad today. It is the Early Espresso, and we will be using these embellishments. They're called Classic Matte Dots. They come in the white, the vanilla, the gray, and the black. And then here's the designer series paper that we'll be using. As you can see, it's all masculine themed papers. We have the barbecue guy, the grilling guy, the smoker guy. We have the car guy, the tie dressed up kind of guy, the camping guy, and then we also have another, I guess I had two of those, I'm so sorry. And then we have this is just an argyle pattern, and then on the back side we are using, it features different, just subtle patterns, more solid. So today the one we're using, you're going to need two patterns of designer series paper that coordinate, and today we're using this pattern, and then we are also using the back side. It's always nice when the paper's double-sided because it always will coordinate. The other item that's in this pack of paper, which is a little bit new for Stampin' Up! To do, these are actually, I guess you could call them stickers. They don't have adhesive on them, but they do pop out, and I'll be using some of these. I've used this one, I've used several. You just put a little glue on them and put them down on your card. So you could just use these and make a really quick and fast card and not have to do any stamping whatsoever. Okay. In your packet, you're going to have, of course, your envelope. You will have a Sahara Sand card base. This is 8.5 by 5.5, scored as usual at 4 1/4, and we will use our bone folder and crease that down. You will also have for the front, this is your front layer, is gonna be, this is Early Espresso. This is 4 by 5 1/4, and that's what you'll build your designer series paper on. You'll have 4 pieces of designer series paper. And like I say, we're using coordinating patterns. These are 1 inch by 4, and this one I believe is 1 5/8 by 2 7/8. And I'll show you how we're going to lay those out. You'll have a piece, this is just for the flap of your envelope. You will have a piece of Whisper White for the inside. This is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, I believe. I'm sorry, I did not bring my measurements in this morning, and I don't know why I didn't do that. And then this is the piece that I'm using on the inside to do our stamped layer, and then you'll have room. It's light enough that you can do any signatures or writing on it that you want, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. I have a little, this is what we're going to stamp on, 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then I should have brought the dies in because I did use this little die. We're going to use it here on the front of our focal point. Okay. So to start off with, I think we'll get all of our stamping out of the way first. So we only have this little bit of stamping to do. Oh, and then I do stamp a little bit on the envelope. Let's see. Here's the first stamp that we're using. Again, we're using the Early Espresso ink. And we will be stamping on this small piece with our greeting. And I stamped it kind of close to the top so that I have room for what I cut out with the dies. Just hold it down for a few seconds to get it nice and inked. There we go. And then then we will stamp this same greeting, same stamp on the front of our envelope. And then on the inside of our card, we can stamp our greeting. Try to get it straight. There we go. And then we will start to put our card together. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to close your ink pad so you don't put your elbow or your hand or something in it. And we are going to take our green cap glue or your adhesive of choice. And we're going to start out with one of our longer pieces. And what you do is you just kind of build a little pattern here on the front of your card. Trying to get equal borders on the top and the side. And you put that down. And you turn it, and then you use one of your smaller pieces and you use the opposite side of what we did on the long piece. And you kind of line up the edges, again trying to keep the borders pretty even and straight. Okay, and then take our next long piece. If it has a directional pattern, make sure that you're getting it in the right direction. This card comes together very quickly. Not a lot of stamping, not a lot of die cutting or anything like that, so it doesn't take long at all. And then you will use your last piece. Okay, there you go. And that is your front layer. Now for this one, as like I said, I'm just gonna put this little embellishment on the bottom because we have a lot of white space here. And so this one I just kind of put some little dabs of glue, not a lot. Doesn't take a lot, and you don't want to get too much glue gushing out so that your card gets sticky. I do have this little silicone deal. If I feel like I have too much, I can just kind of spread it out and it won't goosh out all over, make everything else sticky. And then I'm just going to put this down here, and we can do it however we want. It can even stick off your card a little bit. It doesn't really matter. Dab up any glue that I have that did goosh out a little bit. Okay, and then once this piece is finished, we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of it. And they're plenty large enough to use the bigger ones. I put one in each corner and one in the middle just to keep it nice and elevated and not, it'll get a little bit squashed in the mail if you mail this, but not too bad. And then we will take our pokey tool, take our backs off. So I just line this up and try to get the same amount of brown showing on each side as possible and keeping it as straight. I don't push it down right away, so that if I have to lift it a little bit, I can. That doesn't look too bad. Okay, and then we take our card base and we will take this piece and put it on the front. Okay, I think that looks pretty straight. For the inside, we take our 4 by 5 1/4 piece of designer series paper. This happens to be an old retired pattern. I think it's called In Good Taste, and I just am trying to use up, I have so much paper that I'm trying to use up. And we will set these down. Get that all glued down. And then I had a little piece that I was going to put on my card. Let me see what I did with it. But you know what? Since I don't seem to have it, we will just pick one out of this sheet of paper, and I'll show you how they work. Let's see. Maybe we will do, I think I'll do this one right here, and you just pop them out. Put a little glue on them, or tape adhesive, whichever you want to use. And then just decide where you want to put it. On this particular one, I'm going to put this one down here at the bottom. And then you have plenty of room here to sign, or you can even sign on that. We'll take our glue again. As you can see, I use my grid paper to have my card base straight. It does help me use most of the time to get my layer on straight, as long as I don't turn my card like I just did. I see I have a little bit of glue popping out down there at the bottom. Okay. And the only thing we have left to do is put on some bling or some rhinestones. I'm going to use the vanilla ones, I believe. I don't think they're too girly for a guy's card. There's some nice little dots. You certainly don't even have to do this. This is a nice card, even if we don't put on any additional embellishments. And I think we'll put, I struggle with knowing where to put this third one. I think we'll put it right there. Again, I kind of have my triangle thing going there. And then the last thing we have to do, and we've all done this numerous times, we're going to decorate our envelope. This not only makes the envelope very nice, but it also helps me use up some of my designer series paper. I wish I didn't like it so much because I love Stampin' Up's patterns and the color coordination. So I order every time, and I always tell myself, this catalog, I'm not ordering any paper. Yeah, well, you know how that goes. Okay, we stick that down. Take our scissors real quick like. And just cut around the edges of the envelope. Hope you're enjoying the last few days. Have been a little bit cooler. We're still having a lot of wind, and my flowers, I'm not a very good gardener anyway, and the few flowers that I did plant, the wind is just beating them to death. I'm hoping that maybe with cooler temps for the next few days, it'll revive them. And that's it. Our card is complete. So here's the one we just did, and here's the one that I made previously. So I hope you enjoyed this card. I'll see most of you, the ones who are coming to class, will be making it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. As usual, if you want to order anything that you've seen here today or are interested in looking at the catalog, you can go to my online store, which is sherrymini.stampinup.net. My blog is simplylovestampin.com, and this card will be posted on my blog later today, along with all the details with measurements and products used. So enjoy the rest of your day today. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.